Best Medicine Podcast with Simba. Sparking positive change in the community. Having real conversations and therapy. And you know that laughter's the best remedy. Got that heavy dose of humor for your hearts to heal. With mental health, it can't get any more real, yeah. Best Medicine Podcast. Laugh, love, learn. Best Medicine Podcast.
Best Med Pod. It's your man Simba Roar back in this thing one more time, bruh. And today, I have a special guest. If you listen to the diagnosis, you know that all I have are special guests, and today ain't no different. Man, today, this is sometimes I come on here and I'm just excited. And today is one of those days, man. This is maybe a year in the making. And, you know, divine timing always proves better than your timing. Right. So I met this young man September last year. He came to speak on it. Shout out to Speak On It. Shout out to the Vibe Tribe. Shout out to Tiff, the Poetic Pharaoh. And he performed this powerful piece. And I talked to him afterwards. I was doing my show, Indigo Vibes, the week after. I invited him to come. Never met this man in my life. I invited him to come. He slid through. He paid his respects, and I always respect that. So anytime I see him doing the show, I have to go and pay that back to him, man, because I really appreciated that. You've seen him with Kev Choice. You've seen him on his own. You've seen him with comedian Chris Riggins. Chris Riggins, correct? Yeah. Chris Riggins. Revolutionary. Brother, Dame Drummer.
What's up, my guy?
How you feeling?
Good, man. Good to see you, man.
Love.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Opening up your couch, man.
Yeah.
Your platform, brother. Really appreciate that, man. Glad to be here.
Appreciate you, brother. So, always my first question is, tell the world who Dame Drummer is.
Dame Drummer. I'm just a person, man, that's been on a journey, you know what I mean, for a while. I've had a lot of experiences, and I want to share how I see the world and you know, with my people, and also with the people who have no idea what world we come from. You know what I mean? I want to be a beacon of hope for some of our people, man, and just let people know, man, what the real is, you know, give them a real in-depth look of who we are, you know what I mean? How beautiful we are, how special we are, man.
And you do that. You do that with your music. Take me on a journey. How does this, are you making the same music that you made when you was in your teens and 20s?
Absolutely not.
So take me on that journey. Where are you from? Born?
I'm born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio, man.
Okay. I love Cleveland.
Hey, man.
I got folks in Toledo.
For sure, man. Yeah. That's why I like the Bay so much, man. We just like Oakland, man, said we got to shovel snow in the wintertime.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro. You feel me?
I definitely feel like home when I go to Ohio.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Man, I have no short way of explaining it, man. I've been around. I've been around, man, and you know, growing up in Cleveland, man, growing up in the inner city, man, you already know how it is. I don't have to explain that part.
Right.
But just, you know, just like any other black kid, man, you trying to figure out how you can get out of that situation, man.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I at first I thought swimming was gonna take me out until my homies was clowning me for being in the pool all day while they on the basketball court. You feel me? So I got out the pool, man, you know, and started, you know, picking up the basketball, man. And that was my ticket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I used basketball.
Yeah, you 8 foot tall.
Right. You feel me? You feel me?
Stand under the hoop.
Now, you know, I use basketball as a ticket, man, to get me out of Cleveland, man, and into a new, you know, broader horizon, man. So, you know, I went to school on a scholarship.
Okay.
After that, I got a contract to play ball overseas, you know, and that kind of like really, exposed me to a whole nother
The
world,
yeah,
literally.
cultures,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
to
Got me
different
on the other
cultures.
side of the ocean, you feel
Yeah.
me? And
Yeah.
so then I began to have different experiences as a black man. You know what I
Definitely.
mean?
Definitely.
Opening my mind up, man. And when I would touch back home, every time I would touch back on American soil, I would feel something different, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it became a thing where, you know, I was like, man, I could just go over here one day and not come back. You feel me? That's how I was feeling. But ultimately, man, I know that, you know, God gave me a mission, man. So I'm here, you know what I mean, doing my thing. Let's see, what else, man? I mean, I was married for 14 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, you know, that chapter is closed, you know what I mean? So I've had a lot of experiences, man. Like, really, basketball, like, is a big part of my life. I equate how I move a lot, you know what I'm saying, and how I deal with people.
Right.
According to basketball, it taught me a lot how to be a team player, how to score, how to assist, how to fall back, how to play defense, you know what I mean, how to look at the whole game, you know, and so I look at the whole game, life, you know what I mean, look at like I do basketball.
That's interesting. I want to stop you right there.
Yes, sir.
Let's go to swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, your homies clowned you and you got up out the pool. Do you think that you could have been proficient in the swimming?
That's what I wanted to do, bro.
Yeah. That's
what I wanted to do. I remember being in Lake Erie, you know what I'm saying, and the waves crashing. I'm at the, you know, beach with my family.
Right.
And I was like 8, and this girl was like, come out here. And I was like, I can't, you know what I'm saying? And she like, what you mean? I'm like, I don't know how to swim. She's like, you don't know how to swim? Man, she taught me how to swim right there in the lake, man.
That's perfect.
And once I discovered I could swim, I was like, I love it.
Yeah.
And then I showed up at my neighborhood pool like the next day.
Yeah.
Like, can I get on the swim team?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's love.
And that's how it started, man.
So you just said something that resonated with me.
Yeah.
A lot of the time it's not I can't swim. It's I don't know how to.
There you go.
Like it's that small of a mind shift to lead you to something that you want to do every single day of your life.
That's right.
I don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
Be okay with the ignorance of it sometimes.
Yeah.
Be okay with that because that gives you an opportunity to learn and to be a better person.
Mm-hmm.
So, at what age does swimming stop?
I swam till I was 18. I loved it so much. I was supposed to stop at 17.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because once you 18, you got to go to, you know what I'm saying, like amateur, you know, to pros. But man, I knew I was playing basketball by the time I was 17. You know what I'm saying? At 18, and I just still wanted to swim that one more year, man. So I swam an extra year. But my boys, man, I used to be in the pool, man, working out every day. And my homies be playing basketball. They be like, get out the pool, Sharky. They start calling me Sharky. You feel me? So after a while, man, I think when I was about
can't nobody hurt you more than your partners, man.
Sharky, man,
that's cool.
They used to be doing like this with their hand.
I gave him a fin.
Yeah, they used to give me the fin, bro. But I think 13 is when I started getting out the pool. You know what I'm saying, trying to hoop a little bit, and I was horrible, bro. I mean, it was bad, bro. But you know, I kept working at it, man. I mean, I've always been a competitor. That's one thing I've been. So. Once my homies clown me, and then when I finally get out, they whooping on me. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, nah, bro.
So did I make a wrong decision right there? Yeah, I get that. I get that. So now fast forward to hoop taking you across the country. Who did you play for? What countries did you go to?
I played in France, man. Okay. And I played for 2 different teams in France. I played for a team... Saint-Germain. Okay. And then I played for Prix-Saint-Macon. And I got that from being in college, man. My coach took me to France and Belgium, like the summer before my senior year. Okay. And I went over there, man. And, you know, my mentality is I'm trying to get out the hood.
Yeah, exactly.
And when I went to school, it was my second chance because I flunked out the first time in junior college. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even tell you that. But this was my second shot at college. Yeah. And I'm like, I got to get out of here because, man, right before I went to college and got that scholarship, man, I had like some weight on me, man, and almost got caught
one of
up.
those stories.
You feel
One of
me?
those
Yeah, one of them.
stories.
And so when I got
man.
that second chance, man, I'm like, no, I'm not about to mess this up, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go all the way. And so my whole time, I'm like, man, if I could just get overseas or to the pros, I'm straight, you know.
Right.
And so that's what I was working on the whole time, man. My junior year, I went over and played ball overseas, and, you know, just some scrimmages, exhibition games, and man, I caused some wreck.
Yeah.
And so this guy, you know, hollered at me after I was finished playing. He said, man, if you want to work, I think you can work, man.
That's what's up.
And he came through on his word, man. He got me a contract, man, and it was all good from there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What was your stats looking like?
The first half of the year, I was 25 and 15. But some other like wild business side of stuff that went on, which really shocked me.
Yeah.
Hey, man, this is the first time that I in any competitive level where someone said to me, we don't need to win any more games. When I heard that, man, it broke my heart, bro.
Yeah.
I said, what is this about?
So what's the point? What's the point of me out here, being out here, busting up my knees and all that?
Bro, and that's exactly how I was.
You want me to take dives?
Oh, man, what's the word? I spoke my opinion about that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the next thing I knew, they didn't want to mess with me. And then we won the next game, and then the next game, I didn't start.
Of course not.
I was the only American on my team, you feel me? So the next game I didn't start. Not. And a couple of games after that, I was coming off the bench hardcore. Like, I was getting, like, not even half the minutes, and we losing, man. And so I was real upset. So I still ended up 19-9.
Yeah.
Still.
Playing one quarter.
Still going for it, bro. But yeah, they didn't like the way that I felt.
If we go lose, I'm gonna show me.
Yeah, they didn't like that, man. So they didn't have me back, and then I set my eyes on the ABA because it had reemerged in the United States. You know?
Yeah.
And I was under
what year
the
is
premise. This is 2004.
Okay.
I was under the belief that they would be calling players up. You know what I'm saying? But then they also had the D League at that time. So once I got caught in that. And once I, dirtied my I guess my name up in France for, not, being with the program.
Revolutionary like you are,
Yeah, right. I met a young lady, and that was pretty much it.
Okay, so that was love.
Yeah,
love was your new game.
I let it go. I let the game go, bro. Let it go, bro.
Okay. Now, you meet this young lady, and y'all are together 14
years.
Out of that 14, how many years were the strongest of your years together?
According to me or her? Which
talk to you.
No,
I'm talking to you.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, for real, man. I mean, it was. I'm from the streets.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it was all good to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know struggle. You know,
right.
So it's like whatever came with it. I was like, that's just what it is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna fight regardless.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I'm competitive. I don't like to lose. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, whatever. Do what we gotta do.
Because it's interesting to me when I meet black men who have been married and for long periods of time and then break up. Because for a single guy dating and things like that, it's like, damn, how do I even get to a point where I'm ready to be married? Let alone how long will this last? So for you to go 14 and I've been tired of my girl in 6 months, fact. So how do you stay in that even when, because I had this conversation last night with a friend of mine. We're talking about just we're living together, things like that, and the clashing of moving in together with your partner, with your mate. At what time? Because I'm an only child. I'm an only child. I'm very secluded in my own thoughts. My signs are all air, so I live in my brain. It's like, so when it comes down to living with people and things like that, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how. Right? I can't say that I can't. I don't know how yet. So for a woman who's with me, they'll have to really be teaching me that. or I'm have to learn it from her.
There's a big man right here. Y'all hear that?
Yeah,
There's a big man.
I'm telling the truth, man.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
these are just my character flaws and the things that I didn't learn because I didn't have it when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, what allows you to stay in a union, even in the times where you may not want to be in it?
Man, to be honest, man, I mean, I came from dysfunctional family, but I had a barometer. I had grandparents that were married.
Okay.
So that was like my ounce of hope.
Yeah.
Didn't really know how they did it.
Uh-huh.
I just knew that they stayed together. They was together.
And they've been through it.
And I've seen some stuff as a kid. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm like, okay, it could be done. Yeah. It could be done. Just like we talked about not knowing how to swim. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Once you find out you can swim, you're like, okay, you can do it, you know? And so that's how it was, man. You know, and just, you know, having a relationship with God, man, and let me just be honest, man. I was up for the job. I was up for it because I was a mess, bro. Like, you know, in that basketball lifestyle, man, you know, I was caught up in it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the basketball, and man, I was a mess over there, bro. It's just, I ain't gonna even get into it.
We don't gotta do you like that.
Yeah, but you know,
I know what that means.
I got to a point where I was like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? This ain't how God wants me to be out here, man. Yeah, I needed it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I needed it. I wanted it. And you know, built a lot of pride in saying I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? And when it ended, it hurt that much more because, you know, as a competitor, you don't want to lose nothing. Right. You don't want to lose Rochambeau, rock, paper, scissors. You don't want to lose nothing, bro. So, so, you know, and that's still not a loss because the truth is, man, in life, there are no failures, only lessons. So my advice to you is just live, bro. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And whatever happens, just be like, okay, learn something from it. You know what I mean? And either keep working on it, or when you move to the next thing, remember what you ailed in the last time. Okay. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Ain't no real secret sauce to this thing, man. Some people go 50, 60, 70 years. Some people go 2 months and they done. Yeah. Like you said. Mm-hmm.
The question that I keep asking myself is, what do you do when you both aren't getting what you need or want in the relationship? And for me, it was address it. And then there has to be a shift in energy. There has to be a shift in, you know, if I'm 60 and you're 40, you got to at least come to 45, 43, you know, give me something as opposed to just letting it fester and harbor until now there's a big blow up. So yeah, for me, it's these questions. These are the questions. Like in a single man mind is just like, what happens when I'm not getting what I need and I can't, and I'm not providing her with the things that she needs in these moments?
I think it's just in my experience, man, and what I've learned and being in a relationship, man, is it's better to deal with bricks than walls, bro. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And the bricks, they coming. Yeah. You know, just as fast as they come, you got to break them down, man. And, you know, once they get built up, man, I mean, even the toughest of them, man, can't get over them sometimes, you know? But I think that at the very end of it, if we can deal with our pride, if we can deal with pride, if we can be mature enough to deal with that, and you know what I'm saying? Because remember this, and I just had a conversation with a really good friend of mine, man, and she said, your feelings are valid. Yes. But they may not be true.
Yes. How you feel isn't necessarily built on reality. It's built on perception.
There you go. Yeah. And if we could be mature enough to handle that part, man, of ourselves, a lot of us dealing with the we issues.
It's always us.
The trauma that, you know what I'm saying, unresolved stuff that you just got to fix.
It's always us. Yeah.
And if we could do the us work, then we can work.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly because that's where I'm at with it. And that's why I'm asking these questions. And that's why I'm saying, like, I'm telling you about my character flaws because these are the things that I'm actively working on. See, if I never know what my flaws are, I'm never going to fix them. And I'm just gonna just blame them for not meeting the needs. And it's like, no, I react like this because of something my grandmother said to me 15 years ago.
Come on, bro.
You know?
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
It's because I didn't have a certain structure to teach me these things. You know, and for me, it's important that I like you said, I would rather cut down or break down these bricks than a wall. And I could break down my bricks. But if I leave it all alone, and now I can't, now we can't even see each other. We can't even see each other.
Yes, sir.
You got the wall in the way.
Yes, sir. You talking real, man. You talking that good stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, it's about being mature, man. You know, we selfish by nature, man.
Of course.
You know, we selfish from the time we can interact with another baby, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me that, mine.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
You come out, where's my mama? Where's my mama?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Yeah. You know, and, you know, at the end of the day, man, if we could just deal with us, man, that's like, you got to deal with you. And I went to therapy, bro. I mean, you know, I believe in God. I talk to God all the time, but God made therapists too. Yes. So I went, and, you know, and I went and saw a therapist, man, and I was unable to unravel. Like, man, what you said was so key. You said, I'm reacting to something my grandmother said, you know? I reacted a lot to trauma that I never unraveled, man. That I always just, you know, as men, we keep things just, keep it festered, bottled up, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then when it comes, like, time to react in real-time situations, man, a lot of the times our inability to face the old trauma, it stunts any growth. Yeah. Any growth that we have, man.
You're not aware of it.
Oh, yeah.
You're not aware of it until somebody sits down and says, like, oh, you this happened to you. Or if something triggers you and it's like, oh, this happened to me and I've completely blocked it out. Like, if you have an elder, it's like, do you remember this happening to you? No. Oh, well, this is how it went down and this is how it broke down and this is how you reacted in that moment.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's seeing how other people react. So now as children, we're just watching the world without really having the impact on the world. And it's like, okay, if this person does this person reacts like this, so maybe I should react like this when this happens to me. That's not the way to do it. It's not the way to do it. It's the like you said, fixing yourself so we can not have any walls in between us, not having any barriers in between us.
You got it, man. You got the juice.
I love it.
You got the juice, man.
I love it. Because that's what you're saying is confirmation for me. And I feel like I'm on the right spot.
Iron sharpen iron, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Iron sharpen iron. And then also, here's the other thing, man. Like, build with some people either that are in it, working through it too.
Yes.
Or build with somebody who's humble, who had a hard time and who can see, you know what I'm saying, what they've been through.
Yeah.
Don't deal with nobody and don't let nobody into your world, man, who is neither of the two. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like single brothers, you got love for them.
Yeah.
That's them your homies.
Yeah.
But you got to compartmentalize that from your relationship. Like I'm trying to tell you, bro. And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? You know, social media, man. I mean, it's a double-edged, man, sword, man, because it's very resourceful. Yeah. But it could become the most coveted thing, man, because you looking at this box and you want what you see, you know what I'm saying? And you have no idea how they got there, if that's even really real.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You gotta watch that, man.
Somebody asked me, I was with my lady, somebody asked me, she was like, oh, is this your lady? I said, yeah. She was like, oh, or she had left at this point. She was like, oh, is that your lady? Yeah, it is. She was like, oh, I see it. It looks so good. I'm like, what if we were in a terrible relationship? I was like, what if she beats me? Like, you don't know that. Like, you just seeing something. Yeah, you're just seeing something for face value. You don't know what goes down behind closed doors. Like, what if I'm a battered man? Like, you don't know that.
All you gotta do is smile for the camera.
Exactly.
And nobody knows.
And that's what social media does.
Yeah.
Like, let's take this picture together. Meanwhile, you just cussing me out. Like, but we got that 3 seconds of love to post.
Whoa. Whoa, bro.
So let's get back into you. So when does the music start?
The music always started.
Okay.
The music started from the time I was here, man. Okay. And that's one of the things, man. I would tell you, I come from a musical family. And my grandfather, man, he's a who's who on jazz basis, you know what I'm saying? I got books with his face in it, man, and all good type of good stuff, man. His sons were musicians. And my parents, man, they played music all the time. I've been drumming ever since I can remember. I remember my first drum was a Muppet's snare drum. I tore that thing up, man, in a day. Yeah. And so my grandmother said, we have to get him some real drums because I used to pull out her pots and pans and she got tired of them, man. Like tired of me pulling them out. Like I was so small, man. She pull them out. I'll pull them out and I'll play on them and then she'd put them back out. I'll pull them right back out.
She'll have to put them back.
But I'll put them right back out. She's like, oh, no. Yeah. So she convinced my family. They all went in on some drums, man. They all put in a little bit of money for me, man, and got me like a real drum set. Okay. And that's kind of when it started. Now, being in Cleveland, you know, we were subjected to some drama. So I had drum lessons for about 6 weeks. And my drum teacher got stabbed to death by his girlfriend, right? Yeah. To death. To death. I'm a 6-year-old, you know what I'm saying? They say, your drum teacher got stabbed, man. Yeah. And so my dad gave me Purple Rain and Thriller, the albums. Oh. I had a little blue record player. At the same time. They was out at the same time. So my dad said, here, play these. Yeah. Real simple. He didn't even give it, he couldn't teach me music, you know what I'm saying? So he said, here, play these. And man, when I tell you those 2 albums, man, shaped who I will become as a musician.
Oh, yeah, I hear it.
I would listen to them all the time.
I hear it. I hear the influences.
And I gravitated more towards, you know,
you
know what I'm saying? For so.
But the almighty purple one.
You already know. So I gravitated more towards him. And then from there, I'll probably fast forward about 6. So I'll probably fast forward about 7 years when hip hop like first started becoming accessible to like consumers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so my friend had a friend who had this machine called the SP1200. Yep. You feel me? Yeah. And that's what a lot of our hip hop classics is made off. And his name is Jazzmark, man. Jazzmark taught me how to work that machine when I was 13 because prior to that, I always had songs in my head. I would play my drums and sing and just mess around. But Jazzmark said, here, man, let me show you how to work this. Then I started being able to get the stuff out of my head. Yeah. And I was like, oh, yeah. We in business now. Then I went from that to the MP60 to the MPC 2000. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I love Music Nerd Talk, man. I love it so much, man.
Yeah. And then after that, man, it really started growing. So fast forward, when I was playing ball in France, man, you know, the Americans, we all found each other because we knew the different teams we would play each other. We would all hook up. And so I had a laptop, man. I would be over there producing beats still. Yeah. Because I had to have it. At this point, I'm like in music. Yeah. But basketball is the thing that's carrying me all around the world. Yeah. And so we would hook up on Sunday, have Sunday dinner. I pull out my laptop and I perform songs for my homies, man. You know what I mean? On my laptop. And
that's love.
But this whole while, if I could have chose, I would have really chose music. You know what I'm saying? But I was choosing other things because all I was hearing was, you can't make a living off music. Get a real job. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You don't want to be a struggling musician.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah.
So even before swimming, I was a drumming fool. You know what I'm saying? So
what do you think gravitated you most to the drums?
Oh, man, I don't know. That was just my assignment, bro. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
You were using the spoons? Were you using the spoons at first?
Everything, man. Yeah. Spoon. My grandmother had she had a set of wooden spoons. That was my go-to.
Yep.
She had the wooden spoons.
Those was nice and thick. You got them.
For sure. Yeah. Till my mom broke them on my sister one time.
Oh, I know that story too. Man.
My mama broke the wooden spoons. That was it, bro. Yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah, it was. I had a really interesting childhood, man. Really exposed to a lot of music, man, all the time, man.
Okay. Recording. Are you recording in those times? Or are you just...
I didn't record my first song until... Actually, I recorded some vocals for a friend of mine named Susan Weems. She was in this group named Sugar with Tweet.
Okay.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I produced a beat for her, and she couldn't hit this one note. So my very first recording with my voice was hitting that low note for Susan.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then after that, man, I started messing around with actual songwriting because I was just making tracks and music, beats. Yeah. And then I think once I got to college, I got a computer and I started working on Fruity Loops. That was my first software.
Yep. Probably like FL4.
No, FL3, FL 2.1 or something like that.
The crack version.
For real. And started working that, man. And then I had a program called what was that? Cool Edit. And then I started making music, bro.
Okay.
I got a song with Udonis Haslem, bro, from the Miami Heat. That's one of my homies when I played ball overseas. Okay. And I said, man, UD, come make this song with me, bro. We made this song, bro. It's really wild. I don't even have it no more, bro. Okay. But it was wild. Yeah. But yeah, man, a lot of stories,
bro. In that time, was that your writing? Where were you at mentally when you were writing these songs?
I was in a good place, man. I was partying, you know. You know what I'm saying? I was rapping about, I was rapping, you know what I mean? And I was singing too, but I was singing about, I don't even want to go into it,
the party life?
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
I was talking about that other life, man, you know what I mean?
We'll never hear those, huh?
Nah.
Somebody somewhere has that hard drive.
I know. I made sure that those got put away real nice, bro.
Okay. So at what point after Hoop in the marriage do you become the man that you are musically?
So
which shift was made from the party life to the revolutionary life?
Well, after my basketball career, and how I lost it, you know what I'm saying? Because I was living a lifestyle. It was revealed to me later that my life was never about basketball. That was in my head.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? God had something else for me the whole time. Even while I was over there.
To get you out.
Real talk.
Yeah.
And to do the work. You feel me? Yep. And so after that, I was really humble, bro. I was like super humble. I took a real transformation, man, and I said, you know what? I got to get back to the Most High. Once I did that, you know what I mean? I kind of like let basketball go just a little bit. I mean, I kind of came into grips with it. But the music was still calling me. So again, I'm making beats all the time. I meet this guy named Gary McNeely at my church. And I was always zealous about showing somebody my beats. So I had about 5 dudes in my Cadillac, man. We in there with the windows steamed up, man, after a service.
Yeah.
And this dude could flow, man.
Okay.
And so he was like, hey, man, let's mess around. So I was like, cool, man. I got a little cheap mic, man, a little computer come through. And he did one song. And I said, hey, man, let's do something with this. And so we formed this group, man, called Predestined. And that was the first full-length album that I produced. It's like 16 songs on that joint.
Wow, yeah.
And nobody's heard that either. Nobody's heard that either, but they will. I'm going to release that too. Yeah. And so from there, I started thinking, I said, I can do this, man. Like, I can really do this, man. And I stopped believing the hype about it. And so after that, a sister named Sylvia Benford reached out to me because she said, man, I really like that album. I want to do an album. Would you produce it?
Yeah.
And now at this point, I'm like, yo, this is my wildest dreams, man. Because it's like, I've always wanted to be a producer, man. Growing up, listening to all that music and knowing who produced the songs that I like.
Yes.
Prince, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Babyface, you know, Teddy Riley, you know what I'm saying? All these cats, Isaac Hayes and you know, Smokey Robinson, listen to all that and knowing that these cats were behind the scenes making music. When she asked me, I was like, cool, let's do it. And I laid it out, man. Not many people have heard that. So,
hey, we get exclusives on Best Man Pod.
Yeah, man.
Literally yesterday, are you familiar with Zoe and Ponte?
Of course.
Okay.
Foreign exchange. Yes, sir.
Of course. So, every time he comes out here, Zoe comes out here, I go see him.
Yes, sir.
He did his documentary for Skybreak.
Mm-hmm.
He did his what you call it, like a documentary release, a watch party.
Okay.
In Oakland. I went there. Like at this point, I feel like Zoe was my big uncle. Like I feel like Zoe was my uncle. Like I've seen him so many times, dapped it up with him.
Were you
and everything.
at the brick and mortar show?
I was.
When he came with Carmen?
I was.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was. So yeah. So and I got his shirt. I read the liner notes. Like that used to be my favorite part of a new CD.
Yes, sir.
Figuring out, and like I said, like I'm young. I'm just learning how to read.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and this was the times when they still had the lyrics in the
yes, sir.
Album packets.
Absolutely.
So that I'm listening to the music while researching, not even really knowing that I'm doing the research. So as I get older, I hear the names, I see these names. So now I'm associating great music with these great people.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me a way larger respect for the music that's being made.
Mm-hmm.
So now, 20 years later, when these people are legends, I love to see that.
Yes, sir.
One of my favorites are Jonte Austin. And he finally did that versus battle with Neo, and people got to see what he wrote. He said he wrote the Aaliyah record when he was 14, 15 years old.
Come on, bro.
And you just now getting the public recognition.
Right.
Like you have it. You don't, when it comes to the business, you are far beyond. But,
yes, sir.
But just for me to see the love that was getting poured out. Beautiful, man. You have to read these liner notes, man.
You have to, man.
These are the people that's important. Like,
it's a lot of, and people take for granted, man. They don't know how much work goes into this. You know, when people up there doing their acceptance speeches, man, you know, they pulling out the paper like, I want to thank A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I want to thank all these people because, man, it's a lot that goes into it, man. It's a lot that goes into it. And I think out of respect, you know, for something that you enjoy so much and that, you know, consuming, just take a few minutes and just find out who the players are. I mean, man, my children's mom used to get so upset with me, man, because I have to watch the credits at the end of the movie. I'm not leaving until the screen come back out. You know what I'm saying? Lights come on. Because I want to just, you know, see who did it, man. You know, because we just enjoyed this thing.
Appreciate this movie. And I'm going to appreciate everybody who took the time to make this movie, not just the people on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's love.
Yep.
So, Predestined. What comes after that?
So after Predestined came, It's in the Praise by Sylvia Benford. Okay. After that, I did.
So we doing hip hop gospel.
Hip hop gospel was first.
Okay.
Then the gospel was second.
Okay.
And then I did this gospel play.
Oh.
Because I act too.
Okay.
You know, I left all that out too. I'm a thespian for real too, man. You know, always have acted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We just don't got time to talk about the whole thing. But so I started out being the music director because I got referred to, you know, the writer. That turned into the lead actor not showing up for rehearsal one day. Or actually, he was late. He was on his way. He was late. Yeah. And so she said, would you read for him? She called him and said, don't come back. She was wrong. She called him and was like, we good.
Yeah.
So
not even come.
She asked me, you know what I'm saying, to do that. So I did that. I was the music director for the band. I wrote all the music for it. And it broke my heart because that thing, I really thought that was a real ticket. You know what I mean? And it didn't happen, man. We did 3 shows. Nothing was right about it, man, except the play itself. The marketing was bad, man. Yeah. Our choice of venues was bad. it was just bad, man. Like on our first one, the one that we actually did kind of market pretty cool, it was the biggest snowstorm, man. That year.
Nobody came out,
Nobody came, bro. So, I mean, like, our friends and family, they hustled through the snow. But, yeah, man. So after that, and then there was a lot of things, man, that happened with that. A lot of things that I did that I shouldn't have did, man. You know, like, I spent way more money than I was supposed to out of my own pocket. You know what I mean? I had to pay, like, we did a fundraiser for Thanksgiving. We were supposed to raise money for the play. Mm-hmm. And that didn't turn out well. But we booked all these bands who were my friends, like 5 bands. And
so I still got to pay.
I had to pay them.
Yeah.
I had to pay them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that caused a lot of friction in my house, man. Yeah. And then by this time, and at the same time, I was really trying to work with a lot of artists, man, back home.
Right.
And I wasn't in that top tier of people or that top call of producers and stuff like that. And so I'm like, man, I'm giving it my all. I'm like, I don't know what else I could do because I'm really going tough.
Yeah.
And I just I wanted to move, bro. And that is what got me to Oakland, bro.
Mm. When did you get here?
I got here. That was 2011. 2012 was the last time I did the play, and 2012 was when I showed up in Oakland, man, with the fam.
That's a good year for Oakland, though.
Hey,
that was a good year.
It was a good year for real, because look, as soon as I got here, I'm from Cleveland, bro. We ain't never won nothing, bro. When I touched down, bro, the Giants popped it off. I was like, hey, the Giants won that year, man. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then the Warriors came around. I was like, yo, man, this is different.
Yeah. 2003, we had that streak. It was different. Yeah, the Niners got to the Super Bowl. Like, we was all,
It was special.
In those times, did you ever, how did you get on the scene? When you, being new from Cleveland, coming to Oakland, I'm a musician. I want to get my name out there. How did that start? Where did you start?
This is interesting. All right, so how I got here was in January of 2012. There was this guy that used to live out here, man. He was a drummer from Cleveland. His name was J1.
Okay.
J1 ran with this crew called Mug Push.
Okay.
Which was Billy Bones, DJ Tico, DJ Max Kane, Mickey Boyd, Coltrane from Missouri, and so they it was like a little funk band. So J1 passed away. They had the memorial in Cleveland, so all those Bay Area cats they flew out to Cleveland, and Dame Funk from Los Angeles also came up. J1 used to play for Dame Funk. So these guys came up. I met J1 once because I played at this open mic venue called the Lyrical Rhythms at the B-side. I played there for 4 years. I was a drummer. The guy who ran it, Chief Rocket Entertainment, One Truth the Poet, he said, Dame, we doing a memorial. Would you play drums, man? You're the only one I know who could do it. Hold it down. I said, I got you, bro. I met J1. He played my drums before. I met him once. I said, I got you, bro. They came out. They said, hey, man, we had a good time. Had a real nice jam. They said, hey, bro, you should come to the Bay, bro. You would kill it out here, bro. You should come to the Bay. I was like, Bay ain't never really been on my radar as like far as places to go. You know what I'm saying? I was going back and forth to LA.
Yep.
That's
but where you think it's at. That's where you think everything is,
So I said, I'll come out.
Is right here.
Yeah. I said, I'll come out. So I flew out myself. I paid, bought my plane ticket. I came out. We did like this little jam at this spot, the Glint what's it called? The Glint Mansion or something like that in the city, something like that.
Okay.
But we did that, and they was loving me, man. They showed me a lot of love.
Yeah.
I came back home. In April, they called me and said, hey, man, come back out, bro. We want to do a show with you. We're going to fly you out this time.
Yeah.
They flew me out.
Yeah.
Came out, did it. My boy Mars Today hired me for a session. So I came out, got some work while I was out here.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
You got grandfathered in, man. You lucky.
They was making a real easy sale, man. So,
hey, that story ain't the same as everybody else. No, I've heard so many stories.
It get better. It get better. Hold on, let me walk you through it. So I come back home, you know what I'm saying? I'm letting my old lady know. I'm like, yeah, man, it's love out there. we were originally supposed to move to Phoenix because we was like over Cleveland, right? We needed a break. We was gonna move to Phoenix. And I was like, we went to Phoenix, visited. I'm like, and after this coming from the Bay, I was like, this ain't the lick right here. So, convinced her to come to Oakland. So, mind you, so this is like June. August, the beginning of August, I say, let me just check the climate of Oakland. Let me just see what's out there. So I went on Craigslist. I found this band called Levice. Okay. They said, we need a drummer. We'll pay him $75 a gig. And I'm like, yo, that ain't no money at all. But I went and I looked at their content. I like how they was moving. Okay. So I told my old lady, I said, look, I found this band. And she was like, go. Just go.
That's important.
That's real talk. That's real talk. So packed up the crib. Yeah. And I was in California 2 weeks later. We drove all the way across. Yeah. I was here, bro. Yeah. And playing with Levice. From there, my first gig with Levice, I meet Los Rockas. We opened up for Los Rockas. I'll tell you, we'll get back to that. Just know that. I met Los Rockas. We opened up for them. I met them. So I played with Levice for the next, 4 or 5 years, man, But in the meantime, in between time, them $75 gigs, I'm like, I got to hustle. Yeah. Because my family's coming, you know what I'm saying? She coming.
And you in Oakland.
I mean, I was in Daly City, so it was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got to figure it out. Yeah. And I had 3 months to figure it out because she coming with my son and she had a baby in her belly, my daughter. Okay. I'm riding around town with my drums in my truck, right? I'm like, I'm going to get it.
Wherever, yeah.
I put my boy say, go down there and check out Farmer Brown. They got a soul brunch every Sunday. Yeah. I pull up. I didn't even know about Snatch and Grab. You know what I'm saying? They got me like my first 2 weeks here, but I'm like, forget it. I still got to do what I got to do. I'm at this brunch and I walk in and the band's setting up. So I walk up and introduce myself. I say, hey, man, how y'all doing, man? My name Dame. I'm just moved out here. They like, oh, you the drummer? I was like, no, I ain't the drummer. I said, I am a drummer. Yeah. They was like, because, man, our drummer just canceled on us. I said, you got to be kidding me, man.
No, they not.
You got to be kidding me.
I
said, bro, I got some drums in the truck.
Right now. Yep.
I went and set my drums up, man. Played that gig. They told some other people about me. Those people called me, and then it just started going boom, 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 man. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And then 6 months later, I was on the stage at Coachella with Dame Funk.
Okay. Now, so from the time you touched Oakland, you were just on a roll.
Rolling.
So after the gig, tell me about Coachella. You have to tell me about Coachella.
So again, remember I told you Dame Funk came up for that. A lot of people came up to Cleveland. Mm-hmm. So man, we jammed. We was going hard, man. So I got numbers. Everybody, we connected. When I got out here, I just touched down. I said, hey, yo. I said, I'm out here. My boy Tico shot an email to everybody, that he knew in the Bay. Said, hey, my man Dame Drummer's out here, man. Hey, tap in with him. And so I'm minding my business, man. And my boy I Said hit me up. I think he hit me up in March. So I got here, let's just say beginning of September. Mm-hmm. September, October, November, December, January, February. March, he calls me and he texts me and say, you want to play Coachella?
Yes, I do.
I was like, yeah, bro. Yes, and then
yes, I do.
Dame flew me down to Los Angeles, man. Played Coachella. Like, after we came back from Coachella, Coachella is 2 weekends. Yeah. Like, a week after I got back from Coachella, he said, you want to go on tour? I ain't never been on tour before, bro. I ain't never been on tour.
Right.
I was like, yes. You know what I'm saying? And so it was just happening, man. And then, like, after that, man, I'm still playing with Levice, and we having gigs here and there. I meet Kev Choice. People have been telling me the whole time since I got here. They're like, yeah, man, it's cool. Meet these people, meet that people, but you got to meet Kev Choice. Right. I kept hearing his name. I'm like, who is this dude, man? Me and Dame Funk, we played a show. We played the very first Oakland Music Festival, and he headlined. Right before him was Kev Choice.
Yeah.
So I waited till Kev got off his set. And I'm like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? People tell me I got to meet you, man. I'm
Right.
Dame. He like, oh, yeah, what's up, man? And that was pretty much it, bro.
Yeah, he a smooth dude.
Yeah. He kind of hit me with the what's up. And then I ain't hear from him again,
Right,
man.
right.
And then I linked up, just kept linking with other musicians. And then my name got back to Kev again. Kev calls me. He said, yeah, man, I hear, you know what I'm saying, you this, that, and the other. He said, I'm doing this show for this cat named Zion I.
Yep.
I ain't never heard of Zion I before. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Never heard of him, man.
Yeah.
And he said, would you play this show? So, yeah. So the show was actually a live recording of his album, you know what I'm saying, The Rapture.
Yeah.
So we go down to Santa Cruz and perform this thing live. And, man, so I do that.
Well, now you, that's your first, is that your first placement?
First drum placement, yeah.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. I had did some stuff back in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I did plenty of stuff. But out
town.
here,
Okay.
the town, that was my first one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great album. I met Kev like outside of the music. And of course he was who he is at the time, but it was I believe 2015, 16 when the police brutality was skyrocket that 1 year where it was just
For sure.
every single
Garner,
week.
Mike Brown,
Yes.
everybody.
In the course of 3 months.
Yeah, it was going.
And there was these community meetings that we were having in Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
And he attended, and we sat in a room and really talked about how we felt about all this and what we can do about it.
Yes, sir.
And just to be in the room with him and see where his mind was just humbling to me. It was like, you don't have to be here, bro, but you are down for us. Like me and you may not live the same lives, but we definitely live the same life.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, to me, it was like, we can't, because for somebody on the outside, it's like, oh man, that's a celebrity. It's like you might geek out and stuff like that, but nah, it was like, no, I'm standing 10 toes down with you, and that's beautiful. So I always respect him.
Yeah, shout out to Kev Choice, man. That has become really one of my brothers, man. You know, fast forward, and man, I've been to.
So like, tell me a little bit about Kev, man.
Man, that's my brother, man. It took us a while to get going, and I mean, that's how it should be, man. Yeah. You got to earn your keep, man.
Definitely.
Especially in the town, man. I think the thing that was wisest about my move here, man, is that I moved fast, but I wasn't aggressive. You know what I'm saying? You can't come stumping in somebody's town, you feel me?
Yes.
But I did make sure I was where I was supposed to be when I was supposed to be there, you feel me? And, with Kev, man, I think him seeing that, man, and just me being consistent, man, and just playing my role, playing my part, man, we opened up to each other, man, and built like a, more of a deeper relationship, man. We actually been to, we've been to Jerusalem together, bro. We've been in the Dead Sea floating, in the water, man, together, man, and just hooked up on some whole other spiritual, stuff, man. But he is who everyone says he is, man. He's a revolutionary, man. He's a good father, man. He was a good friend, brother, and very compassionate brother, man. And, he's definitely, man, for the people.
Yeah, I know that to be fact.
Yeah.
I know that to be fact. I went to Spirit House.
Hey.
Yeah, I went to Spirit House when Chris I always forget his name.
Riggins?
Yeah, no, Chris Turner.
Oh, Chris Turner. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that was a good night.
That was a great night.
Yeah, it was a good night.
That was a great night. And that was my first time there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
And they did Miles Davis performances on the big screen.
Right. Yeah.
And he came in. Were you there that night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Him and Mara. came through, and I was just like, yo, I'm in the right spot. Like, I'm in the right spot for music. Chris came through and rocked it. That he did Prototype. He did Prototype and just bodied it.
You remember that I told you about that spot I played at in Cleveland, the B-side. That's where I met Chris at.
Okay.
He was singing. He was in town with Bilal. You know what I'm saying? We had that kind of spot where everybody who was in town pull up on us, you know. And that's why I met him. I don't even think we really had words, but when I got out here, because I played with Mara Ruby too. I played with her, and
love her live.
Oh yeah, man. We did we did a gig at Yoshi's, and Mara wanted me to, you know, MD for her. And so I did, you got some of Mara's product. Yeah.
Come on now.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. This is that goodness right here.
Mars was it Mars Rest or Mars Room?
Ruby's Rest.
Ruby's Rest. Yep.
Ruby's Rest. Shout out to Mara Ruby. We see you.
Yes. Love. Town Queen.
Play for them at Yoshi's, man, a few times, man. But like Chris is an amazing dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Oakland dude, man. You know, just the town, man. The town just felt right.
Yeah.
You know, especially after going to Phoenix, man. I was like,
nah, you can't do that.
Shout out to Phoenix and all my partners in Phoenix, man. But y'all got to come to the Bay and see what I'm talking about, so you don't think I'm, you know what I'm saying, taking a dump in your city.
So from being on the outside looking in, can you tell the people why Oakland speaks to you so much?
Because it felt like home, but it felt like a new start. You know what I'm saying? It felt like I could start new and build something and still, you know what I'm saying, not have to worry about feeling out of my box, you know what I'm saying, my comfort zone at home.
Okay.
Because home is home, right? Yeah. You can stomp at home. You feel me? And so I felt like I could get that same energy here, man. And it was love, man. It was like nobody was pushing me away, man. Everybody was like, come on, brother. Come on. What you got? And that's the thing. When you do go to a city, when you do go to a new city, like, come to contribute. Don't come to just take.
Don't take. Yeah, don't
you
take
feel
from
me?
us. We, especially in the town, we know.
It ain't going
down.
We know
when you knew you might come from LA or something like that, and you just want popularity.
Right.
We can sniff that out, and we'll attack you for it.
Right.
You know, but when you come out of love and when you come out of the just the soul of music, like we are the incubator. I believe that Oakland is the incubator of the creativity.
Man, that's on the head, bro. You hear that? Because the truth is, if I would have went to LA, for one, I probably would have had to do something strange for a piece of change.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you don't go there to make it. You go there because you made it.
You have, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You go there to play because you in the game, man. And it's like Oakland was like, you right. It is an incubator, man, because this is where I really could dive deep in and find my voice, man. Find out who I actually,
our roots is strong.
Who I was and what I wanted to say. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I definitely get that to Oakland, man. Cleveland built me, man, but Oakland shaped me.
It's a good. We cultivate artists. It's a lot of just living in Oakland is artist development. Yeah, especially for somebody like you. You are in the home of the Black Panthers.
That's right.
And that speaks to you. These streets speak.
That's right.
These streets speak to you. I grew up in the Black Panther neighborhood in North Oakland, where 2 blocks away from my house, on the you see the sign, home of the Black Panthers. The houses, I know which houses were the spots. Mm-hmm. You know, I know which houses OPD came through and shot up. Mm-hmm. Like I know which ones they are, and the people living there don't know. Mm-hmm. They don't care.
Right.
They don't care to know. It's Oakland for me, born and raised, and seeing people come, people go, seeing artists come and build themselves up to be greater. And seeing the legends that we have, like the Maras and the Kez and Design Eyes, these are legends. Mm-hmm. You know, like 90 the Hieroglyphics, people like these, like
the Tonys, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
that's R&B in vogue. Like it's
the
so
fact
much.
that Dwayne's still mobbing through here, though, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a brother that I had the pleasure of building with. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's welcomed me into his place, man, and welcome me, man. And just that's what I'm saying, man. That love.
Mm-hmm.
Every time, shout out to LA, and I'm talking about industry LA. I ain't talking about LA, because that's my family down there. I'm talking about the industry, man. Every time I went down there and been around that, I just felt so uptight, man. Like I just felt so much pressure. It's like I would go down there to work and I couldn't wait to get up out of there, man, because I'm like, yo,
I feel the same.
I didn't really have a chance to cultivate and build with, you know what I'm saying, just be down there just to be with my people. I was always down there for some work. Mm-hmm. And I'm like,
You go to LA for business. You come, you live in the town. You live, and when I say just live, I don't mean just like this is where your house is, but you lively. Your spirit speaks in the town. Right. You go to the lake, and they don't do it anymore. But back in the day, they used to just be hundreds of African people at the lake, beating on the drums, passing the peace pipe around, just love until the police shut it down. For sure. Because it was too much. It was too many of us out there. It wasn't no violence. For sure. But it was just too many people out there to control. So they ended it.
So, man, shout out to my LA family, though, man. Shout out to the Bruners. Shout out to Michael Frankie, man. You know what I'm saying? All the LA, I got family down there, man. My people. So I don't ever want that to get misconstrued, you know what I'm saying? But LA is two sides. It's LA and then it's industry LA.
Yeah, definitely that. So now you've met Kev, you've done the Coachellas, you've cultivated your sound. Where's your music at in this time?
My music is I found it. I found it before I came. You know what I'm saying? I knew my sound was different. And I think my musicianship, the good thing about me is that I definitely have my own identity as far as a music producer and sound. The bad part is I don't get to partake and consume all this great music. I'm missing out on so many artists.
Because you're making something.
That's right. People are like, man, you ain't up on? I'm like, I feel like the cornball in the room because I don't know nobody. You know what I mean? But that's the sacrifice that you have to do when you're really trying to give somebody something great and something that's really all the way totally you. Yeah. And one thing I will say, if you hear my music, you will know that it's not trending. My music is not.
It's never. It's not playing on the radio.
No, it's just not popular. You know what I'm saying? But it can be.
It can be.
You feel me?
Yeah. Because the quality is there.
It's there.
Like, the quality is there. It's like when you take away their feelings on what you're saying, that song should be played 100 times a day.
Come
on. That sound, your production to me, the closest thing that I've heard to it is a cat from LA named Iman Omari.
Yeah, I heard that, man. People would tell me that, man. That's what's up.
That's real.
I want to meet, bro.
Yeah. The way he samples, and just because I believe, if I might be speaking out of turn, but I believe he still produces like analog. Like he hasn't, like his sounds sound almost distorted, but it blends so well that it just, like, the distortion almost seems flowy, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah. The first track on your project, I was like, oh, this is my vibe right here.
Okay.
Man. So yeah,
you talking about a new one?
Yes, sir. Yeah, number one. Sir. Yeah, I was like, oh, this sounds like it doesn't sound like Iman Omari, but I feel like he would love this.
Yeah,
he would love this type of sound, and it's special. It's special because it doesn't sound like too much. It doesn't sound like you're trying to be another artist. You have your Prince influences, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Sure, I mean,
yeah, you like,
everybody. Without James Brown, you wouldn't have had a Prince.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? So,
exactly.
we get that part. I think, man, I think what I want to make people do, man, is think.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, my music is compelling, man. It's gonna cut you. It's gonna touch your soul. It's either gonna make you love me or make you hate me.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the two. And I'm good with both.
Yeah, either one of those is fine.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Hey, for the black man, that's our life, man.
Yeah.
That's what we come up in. Either you love us or you hate us.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
We're gonna survive regardless.
Regardless.
And to go to that survival, we talked off mic. Everything happening right now. We're in the pandemic. We're quarantined, everything like that. And how are we still getting murdered? How are we still having to deal with things on a racial level?
Unbelievable.
At a time where the world is shut down, how is racism still
unbelievable,
rearing its head? Right?
Michael Jackson told us they don't care about us, so that means wake up.
Yeah, you
know what I'm saying? If that should let you know that that our government, our rulers are not with us. Yeah. Because if we're supposed to be in a time of peace and rebuilding and getting stronger and healthier and all this stuff, how is that acceptable that people are still out here getting gunned down right on live, you know what I'm saying, live?
Right.
That should wake people up, but no, we don't want to think, man. So it's like, I'm battling myself, I'm battling my own people, I'm battling, you know what I'm saying, everything in my music, you know, and often people who make the kind of music I do, man, we're on the island. There are not a lot of people who will openly support some of the things that I'm making songs about, man. Yeah. You know, and that's okay. Again, I done been all around the world by myself.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about nothing really. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna do what I've been sent here to do, and that's it.
So we get to you have your voice, you have your message.
Yes, sir.
Before we step further, the survival aspect. I told you that I didn't realize that we had to be in survival mode until my grandmother passed. And she passed maybe, at this point, it's been about 4 years. And I'm still young. I'm 28. I'll be 29 soon. But, you know, at that age, it's like, okay, I'm just trying. Yeah, of course it's about survival because, you know, we're in these neighborhoods that you know, bad stuff happens. But for me, it was more so I am surviving, not trying to survive. And when she passed, learning about her, like learning about the woman that she was, what she had to do. She used to be a sharecropper. And she went from sharecropping all the way up to raising me. She's seen it all. And me not realizing that and not knowing my grandmother as a woman and as a human being was like the biggest detriment to me. Because the way she was raising me was to keep me alive. It was because she has watched people die. She had I believe 8 kids, buried 6. Her life is survival.
Yep.
She's trying to make sure I come home every single day and I'm fine. And I thought it was just, you do this. No, you were trying to keep me alive.
Real spit.
And I didn't get it until she passed. And you told me, you said you wrote that song after your grandmother passed.
Yep.
So the invoking of the ancestors within your music is strong.
Yeah. They did it for us, man.
Yeah.
And I realized that, man. You know, it's like when you lose your ancestor, it's sink or swim. And I believe that for us, it seems like we've had a similar upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Very strict. You know, and strict is what keeps you alive.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That structure is what keeps you alive.
For better or for worse. Yeah.
Especially for the black man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black men they end up in situations that get them killed because they don't know how to move the right way. You know what I mean? And so And that has nothing to do with fear at all. That has everything to do with structure and discipline. You feel me? And so when I make this music, I'm giving praise, man, and thanks to our ancestors, man. And I'm saying the things that they would say if they were here. You know what I'm saying? Since they don't have that voice anymore, we got to keep on.
So, how many albums deep are we at this point?
Fully produced by me.
Yeah.
We got Predestined. We got Sylvia Benford's Inner Praise. We got the Let the Church Say Amen soundtrack. We got Breathe, my first album. We got Loveolution. And we got I, the EP coming out June 5th.
Okay.
That's 6, man. Like that I did from front to back.
Okay. Solo projects.
And hold on. I got one unreleased album with this cat named Duran Bernard.
Okay.
From Cleveland. That's my homie.
Yeah.
We did this record. Excuse me. And it never saw the light of day, man. Duran sings with Erykah Badu right now. You know what I mean? Been singing with her. She discovered him on YouTube.
Okay.
We got an album that if it ever see the light of day, it's cold, bro. Yeah. But for whatever reason, you know, so I would say 7.
Okay. 2 solo?
This is my 3rd solo.
3rd solo. Okay. Yep.
I is the 3rd solo.
What is this a continuation or is this a different type of sound than we expect for your music?
I think it's a continuation, man, because I think once I really found my sound, I don't think I got to evolve anymore, man. I think that people are gonna, you know, some people are gonna gravitate to what I'm doing, man. They're gonna like it and try to, you know, emulate it, which is cool. I would love to be on that side of things, but I feel like I'm just in my lane right now.
Yeah, this is the cushion part where you like, I got my phone, I have my sound, I have my message. Yep. I'm gonna just ride this one.
Yep.
Got you. Do you think what has been a hindrance as far as your music, reception wise, or making it? Is there any times where you just like, I don't have a message to tell? I think
a lot of my music is before its time, man. I think that it has to be a series of events that occur, man, to make my music really hit in somebody's soul. Like, some people are already on the wave, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when you talk about how you have the people who make music for the masses, my music at the current state is not for mass consumption, but I guarantee you there will be a point where it will be.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's what's going on hit because of what was happening in the country. Right?
You could drop that today.
Right.
And it go.
Yeah. And every single word is real. Like, literally, what's going on? Like, somebody tell me.
Mother, tell me. Far too many of us dying.
Come on,
man.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Was that 100 years ago?
Come on. War is not the answer.
Or was it yesterday?
Yes. So has there been anybody, I mean, I'm sure there has, but can you talk about a time where someone was maybe excited for you as an artist, but maybe not your music?
I would say I would say, man, a lot of friends and family, bro.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
Okay.
A lot of friends and family are like, yeah, go Dame. He's an artist, man.
Yeah,
You're doing
yeah.
music. But I'm like, what's your favorite song? Well, I ain't had a chance to listen to it yet. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I only been making music for 15, 20 years.
I didn't have a chance is the illest excuse ever.
You know what I mean? But, you know, and I'm not even mad, man, because like I said, I know my mission. I know the costs. I know I've did the cost analysis, man. I did it all, man. I understand where I'm at. I'm not mad at nobody. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's it, man. You know.
Okay, close to home. And I learned that. I've learned that doing this podcast. The people, he lives with me and he doesn't listen to my podcast. So it's like, nah, I'm messing with you. Shut up. But like the people close to home, it's like, because they know us, because they love us, it's like, all right, I support you emotionally. But I may not support you financially or just to or publicly. You know, I might say, oh yeah, I love Dave, that's my brother, when I see you on stage with X, Y, and Z. But if you say, hey, I'm putting this album out, it's like, oh, okay. So for me, I've been learning to not hold that against people.
For sure.
Because the people, like I have somebody listening in Ireland. I have somebody listening in the UK, people in Jamaica. And when I see those things, I'm like, yo, this is important.
It is important. You did it for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like some of my family do go hard for me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But the thing is, once you get that one person that's not them, and they like, man, I love what you're doing, brother. You like, okay, purpose. Yeah. Now I'm in my purpose, because at when it's all said and done, man, do what you love, bro. Yeah. Do what you've been called to do, and that's it. Yeah. Nobody has any say-so in that. You know what I mean? You go at it, you wake up, and you do what you know you're supposed to do. That way, nobody can take that joy away from you, and nobody can take that purpose from you.
That's real.
If it hit, it hit. If it don't, man, you feel good about this, right?
Yeah. That's
it. That's all that matters.
Definitely. It helps me. It helps the person I sit next to. And that's what matters. Like, this is, for me, this show is a therapy session. It's like a mirror therapy session. So instead of like you sitting on the couch and you're telling me all your problems and things like that, it's a back and forth type situation to where I may say some things that you've needed. You might say some things that I needed, and we both can grow from it at the end of the day. And that's what this is about.
That's right.
So again, I'm so thankful that you come and you've been a part of this.
Oh man, and we helping people, man.
Yeah,
like definitely. You know, we helping people. People, shout out to everybody on the lives. You know, love y'all, man. We hope that we can just continue as Black men having a purpose, man. Like if we out here, man, just consuming and just trying to figure it out, man, with no purpose, man. That breaks my heart. I pray that everybody can find like their purpose in life, bro. It ain't just to come here, stack your bread or spend your bread or just have fun and slay as much as you can. It's not about that, man. It's about really, being a benefit and a blessing, man, to somebody else, to help somebody else, to help something or some movement keep moving.
1,000%. My 12th grade econ teacher, I got displaced from home before my graduation. The week of my last finals. So I couldn't take my first 3 or 4 finals. And I went to school the next day, and Mr. Brooks, shout out to Mr. Brooks, RIP Mr. Brooks, I was getting an A in the class. Anyway, but I'm like, yo, I got displaced, X, Y, and Z. Can I make it up? Don't worry about it. Do something good for somebody else. I tell this story so often on this podcast. Do something good for somebody else. And that's how I live my life every day. So when I do this podcast is not me just talking. It's about the guests. It's about that's why I say I got a special guest, because this doesn't work without you. This doesn't work without the person that I'm sitting next to. This doesn't work without the listener getting something from it. I have a friend, the young lady, shout out to Sierra Salome, who painted this art that you see. She actually listens to this show. And
Can I show some of her art on
of course. Salome. Yeah. Salome means peace. Yeah. And
beautiful art here.
And she takes notes on my episodes.
Okay.
And we've discussed them. She's done an episode, and I've sat with her and laughed with her and read her notes on what she thought, and little notes to herself, like, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing, like things like that. And that's what I do it for. It's for that. Like, when somebody tells me, "Oh, I listen to your podcast," I get confused. Like, really? Like how? How did you even find it? Right. Like, it's beautiful. But yeah, I don't do, and I was told not to do that. But what I do is for others. But I've learned, and I was told to make more room for myself, and which is why I'm so adamant about this podcast, because this is really where I get to unleash and get a lot of the answers that I like, my airy brain. Like, all it is I'll just live up here. So when I can get it out, it makes for a better me.
You be your biggest cheerleader, man. Yeah. That you have to be.
Exactly.
It's kind of crazy, man. I just saw the video today about the people who was trying to go to the beach, right?
Yeah.
And when I was hearing people talk about it, they were clowning folks for trying to go to the beach. But then I thought about it. When I saw the video, I said, you know what? That's it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to accept what everybody else is talking about, man. You don't have to.
You don't.
If you don't want to, you know what I mean? And so you can just ignore the noise, man, and just do what it is that you love, man. Do what it is that's going to bring you joy, and do what it is that the Most High has placed in your heart, man, in your life. And you know it because you can feel it when you wake up. You feel me?
And you feel when you not doing right.
Real talk.
You can feel it. It's like, I should not be doing this right now.
Real talk.
And then that's when that instant karma comes by.
Boom.
Yeah. Couple more things before we get out of here. I want to know about. It's another thing I'm upset that I missed was the you and Chris Riggins.
Chris Riggins, Smoking Jokes. Shout out to Chris Riggins.
How did that come about? Because that looks so fire, brother.
Hey, shout out to Chris Riggins, man. For he just celebrated 1 year of sobriety.
Yeah,
man.
I saw that. Yeah, shout out to that.
My brother. And we came up in that era. I definitely came up in that era, man, seeing, drugs destroy a lot of our people, man. Yeah. So shout out to Chris Riggins. Chris Riggins, man, another one of those brothers that I met just, bobbing and weaving, man. He reached out to me like, man, damn, I want to work with you, man, on this project, man. He was like, I got an idea, man. And so we talked about the idea, man, and hashed it out. And we, kind of did it Smoking Jokes, kind of like in the fashion of Rudy Ray Moore, man, with the band and everything.
That's exactly what I thought about. Yeah.
So, Chris, Chris can talk that talk, man. So, I got a sense of humor, man. Yeah. So, and he know that, man. We go back and forth, man. So he was like, I think it would be a really good, balance, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because Chris is provocative. That boy, he say whatever, man, on the mic, and I'm not as much like that, man. So it's a good balance, man. So we did a show, did 2 shows, man. We taped it, and then we got the album coming out soon. Yeah, Smoking Jokes.
Yeah, I saw that it was live recorded. I was like, I gotta be in there. Mm-hmm. I had some prior engagements, but I was kicking myself every single day.
Oh man,
I was kicking myself for missing that, man.
No, it'll be out, man. I actually have it, man. My manager, shout out to Cold Game Management, Eugene. He mixed it, so he sent it to me, man. It's pretty clean, man.
Yeah.
It's music. We did a tribute to Tribe Called Quest. Mm-hmm. So we did the music of Tribe and some jokes over top of that.
Oh, come on now. And then Black London.
Oh, Black London.
Tell me about that. That's another show, man. I'm glad I missed.
You reminded me of a bunch of stuff I'm doing. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
Black
you
London.
are. Hey, I follow you, brother. I don't just follow you on IG. Like,
Word, man,
I follow
word.
you, brother. Y'all did the D'Angelo tribute.
20-year anniversary this year of one of the greatest sonic experiences ever, man. Voodoo, D'Angelo. Shout out to D. Shout out to Black London, Mike Blankenship, Kev Choice, Howard Wiley, Marcus Phillips, Omega, and any Vivica Hawkins and anybody else I missed. That record, man, is really dope, man. We took the Voodoo album and put our own spin on it, man.
Wow.
So I think the only one that we did that actually sounds like the record was Feel Like Making Love.
Oh, okay.
Everything else is on crack, bro. It's on that.
Those are those experiences, though. Like what I love in artistry is when you take something and you play with it. Mm. It's like, yeah, okay, I know what it sounds like, but we can reinterpret this whole thing and to make it fit us. Like, and you don't get those experiences unless you're there. That's why I love live music. What we did for my show Indigo Vibes, shout out to Cal Capricorn, was I had a keyboard player, shout out to Zay, church boy. And I knew he was nice with the keys. Right. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna put y'all two together and work. Now the songs that Cal performed were just beats and stuff like that. So they had to sit in my back room and he was singing and he was just finding the chords to where one of the songs was a high tempo song, and the way he started playing it turned it into a old blues song. Slow the tempo down, and because his words were blues. If I cut my hand off and I can't feel you, if I could touch you, I'll still be okay. Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Come on, bro. Yeah. It was
talk that talk.
Yeah, exactly. So that was just to watch that, to be a part of that, to put that together for me. That was my first show ever. Produced the show, hosted the show.
Yeah. Where was it?
Beautiful turnout. Shout out to Soul Street Alchemy. The one you came to.
Oh, yeah, yes,
the one
sir.
You came to.
Yeah. In the West, right?
Yes. 31st. Yeah. 31st at MLK in Ghost Town. Where that shouldn't happen.
Hey, I don't know if I told you, bro, but I was proud of you, man. You know what I'm saying? I pulled up to that. I don't think I told you that, man. It was a really cool production. I mean, I told you why I had the jet though, but it was, I really liked it, man. And just to see us doing that, man, you know what I'm saying? It made me proud, man, because that's what I'm about, man. Like, we need to be able to do stuff, man, and come out and love on one another, bro. Really. And that's what my album Love Evolution is about. It's about that, bro. Like, that's what we need. Yeah. Like, for real, that's our medicine, man. Love. That's it.
That's it.
One word. Yeah. If we could master it, and you know what I'm saying? And love ain't about how we feel. Love is an action. Come, respect. Yes. I respect you, brother. I see you. I protect you. Yes. I love you. Like at my school I work at, man, respect, love, protect. That's what we say, man. You know what I mean? And that's what our community gotta be about, bro. Yeah. We gotta respect each other, we gotta love each other, and we gotta protect each other, bro.
I'm an educator as well, so I'm with middle school.
Hey,
and
God bless you, brother.
I love it. I love those kids, man.
Bless you.
That was me.
Yeah,
I was the little mother that was just like, I don't care. Like it was like so now I can see me and we can. Well, we throwing jabs like what's up? We want to do this? Okay, let's go. Yeah. But it's fun for me. My work isn't a job. It's fun for me because I can give to these kids the way I never had it.
For sure. And you getting paid to be a community leader like that you destined to be anyway.
Exactly.
Yes,
so
sir.
as far as the Indigo Vibes, I had artists in there just watching. You were there just watching. A time where people come. You've done many shows. Like how hectic it gets. And for artists who I enjoy personally to be able to see what I have provided touched my soul. I had childhood friends there. I had newer friends there. I had poets, I had musicians in there, I had educators in there, I had vendors in there. You know, I had food in there. It was, and everybody wasn't any issues.
Right.
Everybody was. It was a gumbo pot of different lifestyles, and we all came together for one reason. That's for the love of music. So I appreciate you again for coming to that thing, man.
Yeah, man. You know,
because you really saw the birth of who I will be.
That goes back to the question you asked me earlier, man. Like, what is it about the town, man? And that's it, man. You know, that's what made my transition very, very smooth, man. Is that connecting with you know, the beautiful people of the town, man. And the good thing about it is, it's so many artists here. So many artists here. So,
we're out here. We're out here, and people come here to be artists. If you can give any advice to someone that's not as blessed as your situation to come out here and just get it, how would you tell, let's use the word, a struggling artist, starving artist in Oakland, what advice can you give them? Give them something?
You get noticed faster for your service.
Yeah.
Your service. If you start out as a servant, you come serving and contribute. Yeah. They can't deny what you got to offer.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? They can't deny it. They won't be able to deny your talent, man, and your gifts. You know what I mean? And I'll say that, man. One thing that I did, man, is I was very adamant, man, because I know how it is being in the inner city, man. We holding on to everything we got, bro. We ain't got much. So I'm like, hey, I'm not coming to take. I'm coming to give, bro. Offer. You know what I mean?
I started this podcast not knowing anyone, right? It was just, I knew the people I knew from my families and school and things like that, work. But I started the podcast and I'm like, okay, so how do I get people to listen? I need to be of the people. I need to be in the scene. I need to know who these people are, X, Y, and Z. So what I did, I bought a camera. I found events. For that, all last year, I was going to events, snapping pictures for free, giving those pictures out.
Yep.
People, oh, can you do my event? How much do you cost? Don't worry about how much it costs. I don't cost anything. I'm going to just come to your event. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to give you the work, let you shine and everything like that. That built me up to a point where I could do Indigo Vibe. And Indigo Vibe for me was just me asking for that repayment. You know, and there's a lot of people who got free tickets. It wasn't about the money for me. And we did great for that show to be the first show ever. And everybody but me, that man right there, and Kyle got paid. Everybody that night.
That wasn't the first show, was it?
That was my first ever show.
Oh, wow, bro. I thought you had been doing that, bro.
You would think, by the way.
Hey, it was smooth, bro. I was saying, oh, yeah, you got a nice little setup going on here.
Yeah. And that's just from me being blessed from, like you said, doing the work, giving.
That's what it looks like, though. When you put your dues in, when you find, like I'm saying, when you finally show your talent and your gifts, that's what it looked like. It happens quick. It go. And
I wasn't even supposed to host. I ended up hosting. Like, wow. For my birthday last year, I got this painting right here, right behind you. It says, "Essence of a king, heart of a servant." And that's me. That's me to a T. My homegirl painted that for me because that's what I'm about. Like I can rule, but I would rather give you everything out of my pocket.
The most respectable kings come down off the throne, man, and come and be amongst the people, man, and then serve, bro. Yes. That's it.
Yes.
For real.
Yes.
That's it, bro.
Last thing I want to ask you, how important is your spirituality in your music?
It's everything, man. If anybody wants to know, you know what I'm saying? You can't respect my music without respecting the God I serve.
Yeah, real.
That's all I can say, man. You know what I'm saying? All of my music, man, is inspired, man. You know, fast forward to the music that I'm making these days, not that earlier stuff I was talking about, but like really, man. And that's what I want to say, man. You know, I got respect, man, for everybody and their beliefs and whatever it is that they believe in, whatever creed, you know what I'm saying, any of that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to respect my music, you got to respect the God I serve because he gave it to me raw and uncut. You know what I mean? And I am devout. I got a prayer life, man. You know what I'm saying? I got times, man, I'm studying. I'm reading the Bible, man. I'm reading other books, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like really feeding my spirit so that when it comes out, I'm making sure, man, that I'm giving people something good, man. You know what I mean? I'm pouring out my heart. I wear it on my sleeve, man. I'm vulnerable. I'm a big dude, so I figure I don't have to walk around and act big. I'm already big, you know what I'm saying? So I want to just be humble, man, tell my stories, man. Hopefully that can help somebody, inspire somebody else, bro.
Definitely. And we talked off mic. You said you believe that we are the ones that's going to make that change. And then I said the analogy of Moses. Moses didn't lead the people to the promised land. He just made them free. He just, got them free to the point where he had to go. He had to pass and have the next generation. So like the Marvins, everybody else like that, opened the world's eyes to what this music sounds like. And you and your generation is the ones that will lead us when it comes down to it in this revolution.
I know, man. Moses, he led them all the way, but couldn't cross over, man. Right. And, like your grandmother, my grandmother, our ancestors, the truth is we don't know the date or the hour, you know what I'm saying, when everything's going to hit the fan. But we do know, you watch the signs, we in a marvelous time, bro.
Man.
This is a marvelous and well prophesied time that we in. And whether you believe it or not, like it or not, you know what I'm saying? I was telling you earlier, I've been reading this Bible, man, and that thing is like you open it up and it's like Jumanji. You see buildings popping up, you see people running around, man. You see governments ruling with a hard hand and all this stuff, man. You're just like, wow.
And on top of that, you know that this is all a game.
It's already a game that has a determined winner and a loser.
Yes.
So I'm like, hey, man, you can get on the winning team or you can stay on the losing team. You know what I'm saying? Red pill, blue pill, whatever. That's what I'm saying. You got to make a choice.
Definitely. What's career spanning, 20, 25 years at this point?
Yep.
What is your highest achievement for self in this music business?
That's interesting, man. I've had so many wonderful experiences, man.
Right.
I'm gonna pick two.
Okay, perfect.
The first one was when I showed my video Black and Beautiful to my children's school. And the children, man, they got with it, Children are honest critics, brutal critics, and they felt it, man, and it brought tears, man. I had to hide myself, man, from the auditorium. I had to go somewhere and hide and cry, like an ugly cry, because I'm like, man, that's what I do it for. You know what I'm saying? The second time, my second biggest achievement is, I think when I had the experience of going to Nepal. I went over there with Aisha Fukushima, Uriah Duffy, Lynette Williams, who's from the town but lives in L.A., She's a keyboard player for Childish Gambino and so many other great artists. Yeah, with the big hair.
I love her.
Yeah. Shout out to Lynette. Childish Gambino, Layla Hathaway. I mean, gosh, man.
Yeah, and I saw her with Layla when she came to Gioshi's.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love that woman.
Band. Yeah, I met her.
Can you listen? Can you send this to her just so she can know I love her?
Absolutely. We gonna make sure.
I just want you to know I love you because I'm a fan of keys, and the way you play touches my soul.
Hey, come on, she'll be more than happy to hear that.
I love your hair.
Hey, let's go, Net. You got a fan in the town.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah, man, just being in Nepal, man, and seeing, we had went there 1 year after their devastating earthquake, man.
Oh, yes.
Good thing about the earthquake, it happened on a Saturday. There was no school, but there was still a lot of children who were left orphans.
Yeah, definitely.
And the way that those children, man, received us, man, it touches me, man. It's one thing in this world, man, that makes me cry every single time, and that's when children sing, bro.
Yeah.
It kills me, bro.
Yeah.
But, just the way that they received us, man, and they felt a sense of hope, man, and we encouraged them, and they just, were fatherless and motherless and in the streets and working and hungry, man. And it was like, man, just seeing that, man, just really touched me. And really, when I came back home, the blessing was that I saw how people live on $700 US a year.
A year, yes. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And when I came back and see how much we complain and how much I'm going to just leave it at complain, bro.
Right. Yeah.
It just made me sick, and it just made me have a different respect on humanity, man, and a different message for my people. I want to just give my people like, yo, we good, we rich, even though we struggling, even though we in the state we in, we good.
Yeah.
We good.
Yeah.
And we can do even better.
It's only up. It's only up. I love this episode. Hopefully you come back and we can delve even deeper. But
yes, sir.
I love this episode. I respect you, everything that you're doing, man. The new project is beautiful. Beautiful. It's gonna get a couple more spins. But yeah, this is something y'all need to hear. This is something y'all definitely need to hear.
Thank you. Dropping. The single is out now. The EP drops June 5th. Please go and check it out. Let people know about it. You know what I mean? Just share it with somebody. You ain't even gotta let me know about it. Just pass it along. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody know about it.
Before we get out of here, I always leave my listeners with something to think about till they listen to me again. Mm-hmm. So this segment is called The Diagnosis. That's my favorite part of the show. And as a drummer, I'm sorry for those terrible drums.
That was some straight up 80s rock, like big hair, 80s movie, like Back to the Future. Yes, sir.
I think about when I do that. I think about Kiss. And the wild, the pyrotechnics and everything.
Yeah, yes, sir.
It's
big boots, big glittery boots.
Definitely that, man.
Hey, man.
So, number one, I would say my diagnosis for this week. Change the thinking from I can't to I don't know how. And learn. Because you can learn. There's too many avenues. All you gotta do is go on YouTube. You can literally learn anything on YouTube or Google. We're too accessible for us to keep saying we can't do something. You can't do something because you choose not to. No, we have the power to do anything. We have free will. We have the power to do anything. So what do you want to do? Number two, it's better. What do you say? It's better to work with bricks than a wall.
Yes, sir.
The little things, don't let those compile. Don't, like I said, don't wait until there's an explosion to say something. I had a young lady, and she would like react really hyper, and because she felt wronged or she felt unheard. And for me, it was always, I will tell her, I don't need to have to, calm you down in order to have a conversation.
Right.
We can start at the conversation so I can know where you are. But when you explode, I'm now defensive because you're telling me what I did wrong. Mm-hmm. And in 6th grade, I learned, I was a part of the Peace Patrol at school. and
Peace Patrol.
we conflict mediation on the
Yes, sir.
play yard.
Yep.
So 6th grade, I'm dealing with 3rd graders. Like, so what happened? Why'd you hit him? Like, active listening, things like that. iMessages. So from 12, 11 years old, that's instilled in me. So in relationships, I'm doing the same thing. You didn't do anything to me. When this happened, I felt like this.
Okay.
Way better terminology, way better expression.
Yep.
Because now it takes you out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, bricks, not walls.
Bricks, not walls.
And the last one is a question. What is your purpose?
Man.
Why do you wake up every day? Is it to give or is it to take?
That's good, brother.
That's all I'm gonna ask. Is it to give or is it to take?
Can I shout somebody out, man?
Course.
I wanna, cause this EP is 100% like all Dame Drummer, like written, produced, mixed, mastered, performed, everything, man. Briante, Son of Thunder did the my brother Briante, he did the artwork. But I wanna go just backtrack because we talked about contributing to the town.
Yes.
And I want to just shout out everybody who reached back to me on my project Lovolution. That's a very, very important record to me, and it's for the people. I want to shout out One Truth the Poet. I want to shout out Zionai. I want to shout out Kev Choice. I want to shout out Vivica Hawkins. I want to shout out Mike Blankenship, Tiny Lindsay. I want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Fab for being a part of my project, man. I met Fabi on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of relationships is built on the basketball court, and respect is earned. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Fabi. Shout out to Chaz, the singer, and shout out to my boy 7 Complete, and also Max Kane and Black Spade. I think that covers everybody. Okay. And I just want to, just give a shout out to them, man, because they really helped me make that record a classic.
I have a personal connection with Mr. Fab just because we're from the same neighborhood. So I've seen from a youngster, I've seen his progression from when he was at Mosswood with the big long T-shirt, and he had these his flyers were like dollar bills, were like $100 bills with his face on it. Yeah. To now becoming really the ambassador, mogul. And just to see the entrepreneurship, the fact that he kept that the in the neighborhood for as long as he possibly could.
Market for
yeah.
Yes, sir.
And that's the hood.
Yes, sir.
So the fact that you even did that, making these people come down there and like, okay, you got to park right here if you want to, shop for me, is something that does not happen. You have to be really in touch. Like I said, with with Kev, you have to be really 10 toes down with it.
Right.
For us. It's not for, he could go to the city and get crazy loot.
Yeah.
But he did that on market.
Yeah.
Hats off. Shout out to Latrice Spicer, host of the Dope Era Poetry.
Hey.
I performed my poetry. Well, I don't really perform often. I always say I perform when I feel weird. So I performed in one night, and I performed, and then right after me was Mr. Fab. So I feel like I always say I opened up for Mr. Fab on his birthday. It was his birthday celebration too. So it was like, to be a young North Oakland kid, seeing him and to be able to open up for him, that made my heart
already.
So, and when Nipsey passed, the first thing I posted is still on my IG right now: protect Mr. Fab at all costs.
For sure,
because that's what we got.
For sure.
Yeah,
you already know.
Dang, appreciate you, brother.
My brother, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Big love. Thank you for this platform, bro.
Yeah, love. It's love. Tell them where to find you. Tell them what you're doing next. Tell them where they can get your project.
You can find me at Dame Drummer. I never tell y'all what I'm doing. I just show y'all what I did.
Talk about it.
But you can find me on everything at Dame Drummer. And I mean on everything. So I ain't hard to find. I ain't hiding. I'm right there. Dame Drummer, DameDrummer. Project coming out June 5th. The EP.
It's nice, y'all. It's nice, y'all.
Speak on it.
And you know, Best Man Pod on Instagram, Best Man Pod on all platforms. Stream it. If you go to YouTube and type in Best Man Pod, you can listen to the episodes as well. Man, I love y'all. Best Man Pod, it's your man Simba Roar back in this thing one more time, bruh. And we out.
Yeah.
Peace.